to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to click on the bell icon so you will be notified of each and every video that I upload. And hit the like button while you're at it, please. Hello. I feel like I'm calling for someone. Hello, hello, hello. We are on day 16 of our Christmas Advent VLOGMAS countdown. Yeah, day 16. Can you believe it? Not much longer for sure. All right, so let's dive right into the hot chocolate, shall we? And you may notice we have a different focal point today. Other than me, of course. All right, so let's get our hot chocolate, beautiful baggie, and reach in and see what we get. Okay. Mix it up really good. Oops. So what I pulled out is turtles. Turtles, yeah. Remember that commercial? So I'm sure most of you have tried a turtle chocolate before. They have pecans and caramel and chocolate, and they are delicious. So let's see if this has the hint of all of those ingredients. First, we're going to smell it. We're going to do the essence of the bouquet. Okay. All right. Now let us sniff the bouquet. It really does smell like the candy. Oh, that smells really yummy. Okay, let's see what mug we're using today. We're using the Magic Christmas Tree mug. All right. Pour that in. That cocoa powder dust gets right into the air. All right, and we've got our kettle here, and guess what? I don't have to go off screen for this. That is hot and heavy. Okay. Alrighty, so we'll just get our spoon. Move things around over here a bit. And we're going to stir this up. It's so bizarre. I can't do certain things with, my hand. That is not my predominant hand. I'm sure we're all like that, but look at the Christmas trees. They're all lighting up now. I notice with these better quality chocolate, like hot chocolates, I'm noticing that they mix up better, like quicker. I don't know what's got, what that has to do with anything, but they really do. They mix up very quickly. Okay. Okay. There we are now. I have to turn it back around to take a little sip. And it is pretty hot. It's freshly boiled. All right, so let's go ahead and show you number 16. Okay. And this one opens from the top. Alrighty. Okay. So this is what I'm seeing right now. Hopefully you can see it. If you hear the pitter patter of little feet, it's my son's dog. He's a border collie. Well, it's his and his girlfriend's dog. Okay. Alright. So this is Invisibobble. It's called Invisibobble. And it looks like hair elastic type things. I have used these type of things before, and once you put them in the hair, that's why they're called Invisibobble, because you really can't see them all that well. Oh, look at this. It has a little star charm on it. Can you see that? I'm going to come closer to the camera. So there we go. That is really cute. I wonder if it has a charm on each of them or just on the one. Oh, no, just on the one. So there's 3 of them in here. 2 on my finger and 1 with the charm. That's really pretty. I'm definitely going to use it. Okay. So there we go. That's day number 16. All right, so let's dig right into the random facts for day number 16, shall we? We shall. Okay, so this is about St. Nicholas, Santa Claus, and Father Christmas. The man behind the story of Father Christmas, or Santa Claus. St. Nicholas was a bishop who lived in the 4th century in a place called Myra in Asia Minor, which is now called Turkey. He was a very rich man because his parents died when he was young and left him a lot of money. He was also a very kind man and had a reputation for helping the poor and giving secret gifts to people who needed it. There are several legends about St. Nicholas, although we don't know if any of them are true. The most famous story about St. Nicholas tells how the custom of hanging up stockings to put presents in first started. It goes like this. There was a poor man who had 3 daughters. The man was so poor that he did not have enough money for a dowry. So his daughters couldn't get married. So, this still happens in some countries, even today. One night, Nicholas secretly dropped a bag of gold down the chimney and into the house. The bag fell into a stocking that had been hung by the fire to dry. This was repeated later with the second daughter. Finally, determined to discover the person who had given him the money, the father secretly hid by the fire every evening until he caught Nicholas dropping in a bag of gold. Nicholas begged the man to not tell anyone what he had done because he did not want to bring attention to himself. But soon the news got out, and when anyone received a secret gift, it was thought that maybe it was from Nicholas. Because of his kindness, Nicholas was made a saint. Saint Nicholas is not only the saint of children, but also of sailors. One story tells of him helping some sailors that were caught in a dreadful storm off the coast of Turkey. The storm was raging around them, and all the men were terrified that their ship would sink beneath the giant waves. They prayed to St. Nicholas to help them. Suddenly, he was standing on the deck before them. He ordered the sea to be calm. The storm died away, and they were able to sail their ship safely to port. St. Nicholas was exiled from Myra and later put in prison during the persecution of the Emperor Diocletian? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. No one really knows when he died. But it was on 6th of December in either 345 or 352. Let's see. In 1087, his bones were stolen from Turkey by some Italian merchant sailors. The bones are now kept in the church named after him in the Italian port of Bari. On St. Nicholas' feast day, December 6th, the sailors of Bari, still carry his statue from the cathedral out to sea, so that he can bless the waters and so give them safe voyages throughout the year. In 1066, before he set sail to England, William the Conqueror prayed to St. Nicholas, asking that his conquest would go well. Okay, so how St. Nicholas became Santa Claus. In the 16th century in Northern Europe, after the Reformation, the stories and traditions about St. Nicholas became unpopular. But someone had to deliver presents to children at Christmas. So in the UK, particularly in England, he became Father Christmas or Old Man Christmas, an old character from stories, plays during the Middle Ages in the UK and parts of Northern Europe in France. He was then known as Père Noël. In some countries, including parts of Austria and Germany, present giver became the Christ kind, a golden-haired baby with wings who symbolizes the newborn baby Jesus. In the early USA, his name was Kris Kringle, from the Christ kind. Later, Dutch settlers in the USA took the old stories of St. Nicholas with them, and Kris Kringle and St. Nicholas became Sinterklaas, or as we say now, Santa Claus. Many countries, especially ones in Europe, celebrate St. Nicholas Day on the 6th of December. The Netherlands and some other European countries, children leave clogs or shoes out on the 5th of December, and that's called St. Nicholas Eve, to be filled with presents. They also believe that if they leave some hay and carrots in their shoes for Sinterklaas's horses, they will be left some sweets. St. Nicholas became popular again in the Victorian era when writers, poets, and artists rediscovered the old stories. In 1823, the famous poem A Visit from St. Nicholas, or 'Twas a Night Before Christmas, was published. Dr. Clement Clarke Moore later claimed that he had written it for his children. Some scholars now believe that it was actually written by Henry Livingston Jr., who was a distant relative of Dr. Moore's wife. The poem describes St. Nicholas with 8 reindeer and gives them their names. They became really well known in the song Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, written in 1949. Do you know all 8 names? Okay, I'm going to give it a shot. Dasher and Dancer and Donner and Vixen, Comet and Cupid, and I can't think of the other reindeer, and Blitzen, because I said Vixen. Yeah, Blitzen. What's the other reindeer's name? I can't for the life of me think of what it is. Let me know, because I don't think Rudolph is included in those 8. Rudolph was an extra one, I believe. Alright. Did you know that Rudolph and Santa's other reindeers might well be all girls? Yeah. Only female reindeer keep their antlers throughout winter. By Christmas time, most males have discarded their antlers and are saving their energy, ready to grow a new pair in the spring. Yep. The UK Father Christmas and the American Santa Claus became more and more alike over the years and are now one and the same. I'm gonna get a little drink of water. Some people say that Santa lives at the North Pole. In Finland, they say that he lives in the north part of their country called Lapland. But everyone agrees that he travels through the sky on a sleigh that is pulled by reindeer. That he comes into houses down the chimney at night and places presents for the children in socks or bags by their beds, in front of the family Christmas tree, or by the fireplace. Yeah. Where does Santa place his gifts for you? In one of those places? Let us know down in the comments. I have a habit of saying let us know in the description, and I always mean comments. I'm the only one that writes in the description. So if you want to just leave it in the comments, that would be great. Most children receive their presents on Christmas Eve, right? Christmas Eve night or early Christmas morning. But in some countries, they get their presents on St. Nicholas Eve, December 5th, which we've heard. St. Nicholas putting the bag of gold into a stocking is probably where the custom of having a tangerine or satsumi at the bottom of your Christmas stocking came from. And we always got a big fat orange at the bottom of our stocking. And we also got hard candies just thrown loosely in there, like Christmas candies. And I don't know, I'm sure some of you had this done too, but you didn't really care that it had the fuzz from the inside of your stocking on it, because you would just rinse it off and it would come off, but it always had it on it. But anyways, just added to the fun of it. Okay, so if people couldn't afford gold, some golden fruit was a good replacement. And until, turn our page here, the last 50 years, these were quite unusual fruits and so still special. The biggest Christmas stocking was 51 meters and 35 centimeters. So that is 168 feet, 5.65 inches for those of us that speak imperial. I speak both metric and imperial because I was raised with imperial, and then they switched it over around the time when I was in high school. They started switching it over to metric here in Canada. So that it was that long, and then 21 meters, 0.63 centimeters. Well, I guess it's not 0.63, it's just 63 centimeters, or 70 feet and 11.57 inches wide from heel to toe. Holy smokes, that's huge. Imagine how much you could get in that stocking. Wow. It was made by the volunteer so sorry if I did not pronounce those names properly. But that's in Tuscany, Italy, on the 5th of January 2011. Just think, no, right here, just think how many presents you could fit in that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Imagine the candy stuck inside of that one. Okay, so Santa Claus and Coca-Cola. There's a Christmas urban legend that says that Santa's red suit was designed by Coca-Cola and that they might even own Santa. This is definitely not true. Long before Coke had been invented, St. Nicholas had worn his bishop's red robes. During the Victorian times and before that, he wore a range of colors: red, green, blue, and brown fur. But red was always his favorite. In January of 1863, the magazine Harper's Weekly published the first illustration of St. Nicholas. It was called St. Nick by Thomas Nast. In this, he was wearing a stars and stripes outfit. Over the next 20 years, Thomas Nast continued to draw Santa every Christmas, and his works were very popular indeed. He must have been very good friends with Santa to get such good access. This is when Santa really started to develop his big tummy and the style of red and white outfit he wears today. Nast designed Santa's look on some historical information about Santa and the poem A Visit from St. Nicholas. Oops. Get the last page here. On January 1st, 1881, Harper's Weekly published Nast's most famous image of Santa, complete with a big red belly, an armful of toys, and smoking a pipe. This image of Santa became very popular, with more artists drawing Santa in his red and white costume from 1900 to 1930. Santa was first used in Coke adverts in the 1920s. With Santa looking like the drawings of Thomas Nast, in 1931, the classic Coke Santa was drawn by artist Hayden Sundblom. He took the idea of Nast's Santa, but made him even more larger than life and jolly. Replaced the pipe with a glass of Coke and created the famous Coke holding Santa. Coca-Cola also agree that the red suit was made popular by Thomas Nast, not them. Coke has continued to use Santa in their adverts since the 1930s. In 1995, they also introduced the Coca-Cola Christmas truck. I love that truck. In the Holidays Are Coming TV adverts. The red truck covered with lights and with the classic Coke Santa on its sides is now a famous part of recent Christmas history. That was fun learning about Santa. And I keep banging into my mic again. That's okay though. Alright, so is everybody relaxed? Snuggled in? It's time for our cleansing breath, which we are going to do now to keep us calm, to keep us stress-free, to be able to release some stress, okay, and just shake the worries of the day.